One thing about this year, when you come watch this play, you're going to get your money's worth. It's 2 overtime games in a row. So I told you guys going into the week it was about preparation and it was about finishing. We do a lot of things that aren't real good at times, but I was proud of our football team for finding a way to finish because we have not been able to do that at all. We found a way to make a play at the end of the Wofford game, but that one was going a little bit sideways too. So we found a way to finish. We put ourselves in really bad positions at times, and we gotta work on getting some of it fixed. But I'm proud of the fact that they found a way to finish. Nothing's easy here right now. It's work. It's arduous, but we found a way, and we grew up a little bit, even though we did some things that, we dropped a touchdown pass. We had a fumble, had a guy wide open. Ball comes out of X's hand. It turns into like it's a pass play, like it wasn't even and we busted coverage. But all that being said, we were able to persevere, and we have not been very good at that. There's a lot of things that aren't great, but the challenge was to finish, and we, you're really ultimately it's either a W or an L, and we found a way to win. Obviously, everything wasn't rosy tonight, but we grinded out and we found a way to win the game. So I'm proud of our kids for that. Obviously, we got a lot of work to do, continue to work to get better, but it's much easier to work to get better after a win than it is after a loss. So, I'm proud of them for that. Like I said, we got a lot to do. But anyways, I'll open it up for questions.
Coach, you said earlier in the week you were looking for a sense of urgency where, the guys were trying to find their identity, get everybody on the same page. It really looked like the offense tonight seemed to have extra juice, or they seem to be a step faster. Is that a combination of starting to get the blocking down because we were able to hit the edge a few times tonight, or is it the level of the opponent? Is it just you guys getting locked in? What was the?
We practiced a little better than we did the previous week. We're still not where we need to be, but it was obviously light years better than what it was last Thursday and Friday. Walkthrough were before the Jacksonville State game was as bad as we've had around here offensively. So it was a little better preparation. We're up front. We're kind of got the 5 guys up there playing that we had hoped early on, which I think has been helpful. Obviously, Preston Daniels, got hurt, and he's a huge piece of that as well. But obviously, he's not healthy right now. And I think they came out and executed at a high level and just did their job. And that's really all we've been asking them to do. And we were able to get some things done. And then at times we shot ourselves in the foot and got off schedule and bogged down. And but again, John, I think you see it. We just are not able to maintain it at times, the consistency piece. But at times it was better. It was much better. It looked like what I call Kennesaw State football at times. It's just us putting 4 quarters, and obviously I might as well call it 5 at the rate we're going right now. Of that together has been the challenge.
One of the key members that made it look like Kennesaw State football was Isaac Foster. He had a lot of injury problems over the last couple of years, came back for this extra year. Is he back to where he's supposed to be, and is this kind of the typical Isaac Foster that we hope to see going forward?
Yeah, he's been healthy. He actually tweaked his ankle during the week, but he was able to recover from it really quick. But he's been in great shape. He's back to his old self, in my opinion. He's out there making some plays, making some guys miss, and I think he's doing a pretty good job blocking. So, I think, yes, to answer your question, it's, the guy prior to the 19 injury that you'd see run up and down the field making plays.
Connor Cummins took over the kicking tonight. Is that kind of a permanent change going forward?
Well, we, after we opened the competition up, moved some things around, things have not been – we'd missed 3 field goals in a row. We also opened the competition on punt snaps and punt. So we really opened it all up, and he earned the right to go do it today. And I think I thought he did a really good job. The one that was blocked was disappointing. I'd have to go back and watch and see exactly what happened on that. But other than that, I thought he was pretty confident in going and kicking, and and on the punts, Ronnie Thomas was the snapper and Charlie Cooper was the punter. I don't know that was one way or the other. I'd have to go back and look. But we made some changes, trying to create some competition. Nothing's etched in stone around here right now. Like, you better go get ready to practice because, there's always competition.
At the end of the first half, when he did have that kick blocked, a couple of plays earlier, it looked like you guys had gotten a touchdown over on the in the corner of the end zone. Did the referees give you any indication of what happened? Because it looked like he clearly got his foot down.
Yeah, so what they told me was that he went out of bounds, which he was pushed out. Obviously, we've had this conversation 2 weeks in a row now. He was pushed out, but he never reestablished himself back in before he caught the ball. That's what I was told.
Can you talk about the physicality and the intensity of tonight's game? It seems like at some moments, it was more intense than others, and just kind of keeping the composure and turning that energy into positive ways.
Yeah, I thought it was, we lost our composure, and we had some penalties that you can't have. Like, we had him off the field and we roughed the passer. I mean, we had him off the field. We were, you know what I mean? And so we got to do a better job of that. And we lost our composure there for a little bit. And I think it was poor at the time. And on the flip side, it kind of sparked some energy. You can't do that, but it did spark a little bit of energy, which we desperately needed. And we just can't do it that way. We got to find a way to manufacture it the right way. Penalties were poor tonight. We had lost our composure and did some things that we can't do if we're going to win ball games. And like I said to start with, we did a lot of stuff, man. You feel fortunate to win the game with a lot of things that have happened, but we got to do a better job keeping our composure.
Hey, Coach, the defense had an up and down performance today. Three takeaways, blown coverages. What would you say that you liked about your defense today?
We found a way to stop them in the last overtime to win the game. We finished. I think I would agree there was some really good stuff, and then there's some stuff that you're like, you got some of these third downs where quarterback steps up in the pocket and he's finding guys open down the field, and some things we got to continue to work on that have kind of been a little bit of our Achilles heel from the start. We talk about them a lot. But I think the best thing about it was they found a way to make a play when the game was on the line, and on fourth down in the second overtime to win the game. And there was times they did some good things, to get them off the field. At some point we got to get all three phases. We're at game 5. Like, we got to get everybody going and playing at the right level, because you can't, week in, week out like this is hard. We won't be able to manage this. We got to do a better job of not beating ourselves in certain areas, and then learn from the good stuff you did, and then not beat ourselves. I probably sound like a broken record in some of these post-game right now. We're grinding. We're trying to fix it all.
Reminder, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We will pass you the microphone.
You've always told us that you've always got guys that are ready because you never know when they're coming in, and that played out again tonight at quarterback with X. How did you think, or what did you think about his performance, and how's Murph?
I thought X was ready, and that's from back when we started this thing, and it was almost reversed a year ago, and I told him, I said, guys, we're gonna need both of you, 100% engaged, because you're both gonna play, and how that unfolds you don't ever know. But I think he was ready. I mean, I thought he came in and for the most part executed the offense, and did some good things and did enough to find a way for us to win the game. So I think he was ready. I don't think he was over there. He's been engaged. He's been good. And guys, that ain't easy now. You go from all this stuff and accolades, and all of a sudden you're not the starter. You got to go stand over. I mean, So I give them all a lot of credit for managing that. Him and Murph both for managing that. I don't know. Murph got his knee banged up. I don't really know much more than that, to be honest with you. Y'all follow Nolan's instructions. That's a good job.
Because with a game like this, where you were leading late in the game, lost that lead, able to tie it, and then win it in overtime, and you talk about putting everything together. With a game like this, where you're able to find a way to win in overtime, do you think that momentum will carry into the rest of the way, especially when your team is playing in 3 consecutive home games moving forward?
Yeah, I hope so. You hope it kind of propels you into practice next week, where we can go have some urgency about fixing some of the things that are coming up, and because we're going to have to. You can't, like, this is we're going to have to. So I hope, we've had a couple, every week right now has been a little bit of a grind here. But that's the hope. And I'm going to say a few prayers about it tonight and tomorrow night before we practice on Monday. And hope we're going to I know the kids they're trying. It's just, it's not, I don't think it's like I want to, or, it's just, we just got to go do it, and you got to be consistent with it. And that's something I think the more you practice those habits, the better chance you have to go do those on a Saturday. And that's where a lot of this has got to get better. We're gradually getting better at practice. We're just not there yet. We just need to hurry up.
Coach, biggest game of the season for Xavier Hill. Obviously, last year emerged as a big play threat. What did he show to you leading up to this game, maybe in practice, to earn some targets tonight, and then, of course, made the most of it? We haven't been efficient in practice of some of those things we did last year. It's kind of weird. You got a lot of the same kids, but it was good to see tonight that we could do that, because that's something we need to be able to do. But honestly, it just hasn't been as consistent in practice. It's like you want to have confidence in the things you're doing. That was good tonight for X to do that, for us to be able to pitch and catch. We were able to get down the field and do some things. I thought it was good. I think that's stuff we got to be able to do. We got to be able to mix it up and do some different stuff to give us a chance. So I thought it was positive tonight, for us to be able to do that. So I thought Chavis went up and thought he had a chance on his too. And so, like I said, there's some positive things there. We just got to put it all together. Any other questions? All good. Appreciate y'all being here. A little later than you thought, but I appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and we'll see how next week goes. Get ready to go again. Thank y'all.